Hi, my name is Ep22. I'm here today with my precious ladies, and I'll only say one thing: nothing. And I say more. That's all.
That was deep.
Máximo, gente.
Who goes
adorei.
next?
Well, I'm shy, and I have a sentence for you guys too. A clear conscience is usually a sign of a bad memory. That's it.
Great. This would be my one, but I just forgot. So just with her. Okay, I am Jessica Micaela. I don't have a phrase, guys, and I don't work under pressure, so just don't mess up with access, okay? That's all.
My name is Ana Luisa, and my phrase for you guys is I'm not special, I'm just a limited edition.
Wow.
That's great. That's true. That's it.
All right.
So, hello everybody. I am the voice of God. Okay. Who are you?
Anna.
That's deep. That was so deep.
That's all I can say. Jesus, who am I?
Who created me to be God?
Well, yeah, I'm Ep22, and I went to the USA in 2019. I've stayed there for like 3 months and a half, and I stayed in a city called Estes Park, and very cold, very lovely, and that's it.
That's nice. Who's the next?
I'm the next. I'm Shayogawa. I'm an English teacher.
The
I'm
best one
also-
of all. Just saying it.
Thank you. I'm also kind of a businesswoman. I have a brand with my best friend, and I lived in the U.S. twice. Once in California, San Diego, and the second time in a very small island called Friday Harbor in Washington State. Yeah, and I lived there for about 7 months total. That's it.
Great. I am Jessica Micaela. People there in US used to call me Mika, but here it's totally different. Everybody calls me Jessica. I don't like it, but okay, I love calling you guys.
so sorry.
Let's start calling her that.
Yeah, nobody knows. But yeah, I love to be called Micaela or Mika. Okay.
All right, good to know.
Yeah, I lived in US for 1.5 years. And what is the next answer? The next
Like
question?
where you lived.
Okay, yeah, it was Texas, and I was there to study in a mission school. It was amazing, and I really want to go back.
I am Ana Luisa, but they used to call me Anne Louise, which I like. But here nobody calls me that. Anyway, I am the Canada girl here. I lived in Canada for 6 months for a exchange study program, and in Victoria, British Columbia. That's it.
That's nice. Give me a pause so I can check the next subjects. Okay. The development. Now we're gonna talk about the experiences you had there. How you react to some things that were new for you in your culture, and everything else. How people talk, how people act, how people think, and how people see you there as an Brazilian, or as a
Do you really go on and on that?
you can talk about everything else, the positives and negative aspects of being Brazilian in somewhere else.
Do we need to follow this order, or we should?
No, you
I
can
think
talk
it's
freely
better if we
about
just, like,
how
talk.
your
Yeah,
experiences were
it's
there.
better
You know?
if we
Than we just like,
talk.
yeah.
I started there
Yeah.
doing
Yeah.
this thing or that thing, and the other one happened, and I met a girl, and she was beautiful.
Okay.
And
I
then
think-
I found out it was just the mirror.
Yes.
It's better than I
That's
discovered
true.
it was a guy.
Turns out he was
It
a guy.
happened.
Let's not
Yeah, it
go
happens
into the
sometimes, you
topic.
know?
No, that's not.
Yeah, especially, yeah.
And something funny about my host family, specifically speaking, was that they were very affectionate. And now I'm not a very affectionate Brazilian, even though I am a Brazilian girl. So they were always like hugging me and kissing me. They would call me the American one because I wouldn't like hugs, and like whenever they were sitting, they were always sitting very close to me, and I have like a spacey shoe and everything. So it was pretty interesting. It was funny, but like, all right, it was totally fine. I was not rejecting them. It was just different.
And each like tell us about one experience that you have like that marked your heart so deeply and that you miss.
I think that like the time when I came back, because I went to the US, I lived for 4 months the first time with my host family, and later after 4 years I went back to their house. So it was just like, oh my god, after some time seeing them again. So like the welcome back was really warming. They had prepared like kind of a party, a welcome party. They had lots of balloons in the airport. So it was
sweet.
it was really nice, really really nice. They had my room all decorated, presents on the bed. It was super cool. Yeah, I miss that. I really miss that.
Yeah.
For
The
me-
cultural differences are amazing.
Yeah, they're cool.
For me, it was the contrary. Like, I am a very huggy person, and they were not. And that was it, what I missed it. Because, like, nobody understood me, you know? I want to hug you and say,
But
Hello,
you couldn't teach them?
yeah,
Like,
but they
they
didn't
like it?
accept.
They
No.
didn't.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just like yeah.
I want to come home and hug you, like, tell you how my day was. And no, just hello, goodbye, good afternoon. And that was it. Yeah.
That's
There were
sad.
kids in the home.
No. Only me, a girl from Spain, a girl from
Usually
Germany.
the kids, they accept
yeah,
more.
yeah.
Yes, there were 4 kids in my house.
Oh my god.
4 kids. It was a lot. 4 very
That's a lot.
affectionate kids. It was a whole lot, but it was cool. It was
I've
really
lived
nice.
like a month with 2 kids, and it's so nice because sometimes I can be a little kid, and I used to tell them that my favorite food was kids' fingers with barbecue sauce, and they would go like, "No, don't eat my fingers." So that's like, but I feel that they have like a very big personal space, so it's like no invading, no trespassing here. But sometimes when you tell them that like, oh, it's okay, they go like too much. They
Mhm.
sometimes exaggerate. So I don't know which is better. Like, just don't. Just stay there in your
There's a
personal
fine
space.
line. Yeah.
Yeah, and they kind of don't know where to bounce, you know. So it's
Mhm.
kind of different. But overall, like they were very welcoming with me, and I didn't have like problems with people being rude or anything of the sort.
Yeah,
It was a nice experience.
I can say that I am more American than Brazilian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
No, I'm
Well,
100% Brazilian.
Yeah.
I have the Latina fire.
No, I do.
So do I.
Yeah, I do, and I missed that while I was there. I wasn't going to an American church. Just an example, I was going to a Puerto Rican church. So we had salsa, and
Oh
you
my
know,
God.
yeah, it was totally Latino.
Wow.
And this is when I learned the Spanish language. But the point is that the cultural differences are, wow, something that, you know. And I was telling you guys before, right? Before we start here, I was telling them that I had some Asian friends. And some of them have never hugged someone. And I was like, come here, I'm gonna teach you. This is the Latino way. And in the school that I was, it was an American school, which is from people from all around the world. We had 23 different countries living there. So the cultural thing, it's, you know, like the food is totally different. The way that people behavior is totally different. But we can see and we can learn and respect people from another level, another perspective. And this is something that I really miss, because here in Brazil, everybody's kind of the same, right?
Yeah.
I'm talking about faith. It's kind of the same thing, and there's totally different.
That's cool. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. On the other hand, I hate the jet lag. Jet lag was terrible for me. Like,
Terrible.
I didn't have.
oh wow!
Oh my
I
God.
had it like
That.
the whole period I was there. It was really hard for me. Like the first city that I lived in was 6 hours. before. So it was like 8 o'clock here would be 2 a.m. here. So I was already like, and 8 o'clock they were just like, oh, let's have dinner. I was like,
Yeah.
aren't we gonna sleep? You know, yeah. It's like I really felt like a very old lady, like, you know, the grandma that goes to bed
Yeah.
before everybody else. I was like, kids were like, yeah, let's have dinner. I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to eat. You know, like it was terrible. It was really.
Did you
bad.
used to have dinner at 8?
Sometimes?
Because at my house, they had dinner at 5.
5.
Yeah,
5.
sometimes we would
I
have
mean,
dinner at 5
Oh
too.
my god! In my city,
Yes.
we
I
would
used-
be eating pão francês right now. And
I
dinner would be at 9, 10.
Com mortadela.
Yes!
Yeah,
Guaraná,
that's true. This is
café.
But it was funny because I went there to work and I used to work at the kitchen. So we needed to eat first. And dinner started at 4. So we needed to eat at 3:30. So our dinner
Oh my
was like
God.
at 3:30. And I was like, Jesus,
Oh,
help
this
me.
is sad.
Because, yes, because I'm like, I'm a totally hungry person. And I'm hungry all the time. So having dinner at 3:30, it was like my death. I felt like I was paying for my sins.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, because 4 p.m. there is already dark, right?
Yes.
It was not
Really?
there. No.
Wow. And my
It was
city,
not
the
dark.
second city that I lived in, was really, really dark.
Same.
And when I lived in
It was
California,
more
it was
north,
totally
right?
the opposite.
Okay.
It was like 11 p.m. and it was sunlight. It was really weird. Really weird. So this
But when it's
environmental
winter,
thing
it's-
was a big
it's-
issue for
yeah,
me.
The winter, I think it's a problem for us as Brazilians. I love a cold.
At
Uh-huh.
first. But then
Yes, I really
got
liked
used
it.
to.
Yeah. And I really like the gray day. I mean, like,
Yeah.
Oh,
if it's gray, I'm just like, yay, let's just
Yes,
go.
and
I'm really this kind
rainy
of person,
days,
you know?
I love it.
I love rainy days
I
too.
love
I
it.
really like them too.
I like the sun, but it's a little chilling. Like,
I remember that my host mother, when I got there, she said to me, "Don't leave home without umbrella because it's gonna rain." I listened to her. Nope.
Any rain.
All day.
Cats and dogs. I'm sorry
Yeah.
about it. Yes, yes.
Yeah. It happens.
But I didn't feel like the cold because I love the cold, but I felt like the altitude because it's really hard to breathe.
Yeah.
So I was trying to, I used to play tennis and I was trying to play with a friend and I was like just hitting a ball and I was like, I need to stop. And I put like, I made the mistake of putting the same amount of food on the plate. And when I tried to eat it, I was like half of my plate and I was like,
Yeah, it's really bad.
it's not coming down. But
Yeah.
I didn't mind the cold at all. It was,
Yes, the altitude is really bad.
yeah.
Really bad. It is.
well, yeah.
Living in the desert.
But
Yeah. Yeah. I was trying to find something good to say about it, but you know,
it's very dry,
Flat.
right?
flat, dry, and when it's cold, it's cold. When it's hot, it is impossible. Like I don't remember the Fahrenheit, but it's around 40 Celsius degrees.
Yes, it's really, really hot.
Yeah.
Really hot.
But
You love the heat.
I think the experience.
You know,
to me,
the-
I'm like,
yes,
not the-
yeah, I think it was
I'm
good.
so like impressed. Like, oh my goodness.
no, even that I liked. It was different because it was okay. When I'm talking to people and they ask me like, where did you live? And I was in Texas, and they go, oh, I'm sorry.
Howdy, how you doing? Howdy.
Yeah, but I kind of like it because in the school it was totally different. People used to say that living at TFNI, you were living inside a bubble, and it's true because there you don't know the American lifestyle because you were surrounded by 23 different cultural backgrounds. So I was trying to discover something as soon as I got there, but then quarantine hit.
Oh.
So I couldn't go out. We were living, and actually I didn't know that I would have to share my apartment with other people, right? But not only my apartment, I had to share my own bedroom with 2 other girls. So
Wow.
our apartment, it was made for 6 girls. 2 of them were Chinese, living in another bedroom, and I living with these people in my bedroom. And I was like, I remember telling a friend of mine that, thank God that I'm going there and I'm gonna have my own apartment. And she was like,
For how long?
I don't know if you are, but 6 months later, I had to leave with 6 people. Then I didn't have a place to live. I was like living all around because my money just, you know?
To what? Dollar Tree.
Yeah, let's go. Eat something at Dollar Tree. And then in the next semester, a miracle happened that I got my own apartment just for me. And then there I had the best experiences for this time that I was living there, and the worst experience also. So yeah, many memories.
Yeah.
But what about like churches? Because I know that you went there and studied at a Christian community, right? But like, did you girls go to a church?
I didn't go to any
or
church.
something?
I tried to
Me
go
neither.
to a big church where they have those like very big choirs with black people and everything. But when I got there, I found out that we needed to pay to get into
What?
church, and I was just like, "Excuse me?" And they were just like, "Yeah, it's just like $25." Oh, just
Yeah,
just $25.
$25.
And I was like,
I think I know.
$25. I was just like, what?
I
Wait,
think
what?
I know what you're talking about.
And I was just
It's
like,
not a church. It's kind of a show. It is a church,
yes,
but it's not for community church. It's for a show.
I didn't know that. I was just like, I was so shocked. Like, no, I would not pay to get
No.
into a church. Like,
No way.
I could pay to get into a restaurant, but like a church, like being a Christian, like no, I wouldn't do that.
So, what is the name of the church?
Oh my goodness.
I don't even remember. It was my first time, and I was just like, no, I'm not going there.
It wasn't never enough to go with more.
Yes. I was really impressed. Like, wait, what? Yeah, and we needed to pay for it,
crazy.
and I was like, no.
I went to a
remember
very
that.
small church, but they were only old people, you know, like gray
I know.
hair. And
Aww.
They're very, very white.
yes,
Right? I
yes,
know.
But they are nice.
they're nice. Yeah, they're really
Yeah.
nice. But I felt like I don't know, it was not meant to be, you know, to be there. I just didn't like too much. But then I didn't went to any other church. I don't know why, but I regret it. I should have gone.
I think it's one of the best things experiencing the community because you can see the difference. The way that people accept faith and the way that they live faith is totally different. Totally different. So I can say that after this time that I spent there in community, not only community in my church, which was an American church, as I said, it was a Puerto Rican church. But living in community in the school made me realize that we are totally different, and God loves us right this way. And
How different, like.
oh, girl,
No, because like when you say different, many things crosses my mind, and I don't know
Okay.
where, because I have also like an experience to tell later. So tell us your point of view first.
Okay, just to give you guys an idea how my day was there. Waking up 8 a.m., which is too early for me, but okay. Actually, I had to wake up at 7 and go to school because at 8 we have the first service. And guys, it's 50 minutes just worshiping. And it's crazy, you know, because sometimes here at church, like 20 minutes and we are just,
Yeah.
you know. And there, like sometimes they would cancel classes just for us to go 4 hours straight just worshiping. So this is something that taught me some things about the way that I worship, the way that I come to the service. Because even the name, right? Here we have culto, right? Which is culto. No. There is service. Like, I am going there to serve. I'm going there to be part of something. And not to be served. Not to only receive. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And in the church that I was going, so this is school, right? And we would have this every day from Monday to Friday. And on the weekends, we would be allowed to go outside and then have our community at our personal church. But we would have the first service at 8. We would have classes, and then later on, we were going to have the special communion. And at night, sometimes we would have the service, the big service, to invite people from out. The way that they let the Spirit move is different. And I know that it's not something common in America, because there, everybody's Christian, right? But just like here, Catholic, what do you believe?
If you don't have a religion, you
Yeah.
are Christian. In it.
And there, everybody that you ask, I'm a Christian, so how many times you go in church? Oh,
What is
twice.
church? What is church?
Twice. Twice a week? Oh no, twice
a year.
Like,
Yeah.
it is interesting. But talking about differences, for me, the main difference is this about the way that they worship is different. They give it all. But I think it was something at the school that I was going. But also in the Puerto Rican church that I was going. They dance a lot, guys. So they were like, woo! Our Christmas Passion. I thought that it would be like, oh, holy night.
Mine was
And it was like,
that.
oh, yeah. It was crazy. People
like this church.
dancing.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
I just love
I
it.
cried on Christmas night because I went to church and they were like, oh, and I was with a candle. They gave me a candle. So when midnight came, they lit all the candles. And I was like, this is where I died. Oh my god, I'm even crying now. But yeah.
No, Christmas there is really depressing.
Yeah.
It's
And my family video called me, like everybody
Exactly.
together.
Yeah.
Popping champagnes and
Yes.
everything.
Yes.
eating.
Chugging, singing.
Yeah.
It was
And
so
I was like,
depressing.
hi guys! And
Yeah.
I turned it off and I started crying
Yeah, me
with a
too.
candle on my
That's funny. It's really
Yeah.
different. Yeah. What were classes about?
Well, about theology, but in different subjects. I had classes about counseling, which were the ones that I really loved. I went there for worship, actually. But as soon as I got there, I was like, I love worship, but I think something is calling me deeper. And I took some classes in counseling, like Old Testament, New Testament, and the regular theologic stuff. But counseling was the thing that caught my attention.
Got it.
I went to a church, I guess, like twice because I used to work on Sunday, so it wouldn't work. But I felt like it was a very white church, like you said, like gray hair, actually white hair, white face.
hair, yeah.
I think their faces were so white that they were kind of red.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
they're
going to
kinda
tell
pink,
this. Like,
Yes.
it was
It's
white,
really
it was
different.
red,
It was
right?
kind of reddish, yeah. But they were very nice. They just like they didn't approach me and come talk to me like we sometimes do
they
here.
never do that.
Yeah, they just talked to me because I was with a lady that was like a regular at church, so they already knew her and they went to talk to her, and I was right by her side, so like, hi, you too, like that.
But
But-
not even that, right? I
but-
remember
but they did.
being close to someone that I was, and they would come and talk to this person, then they wouldn't even look at me.
Yeah.
Oh really? No,
It
that
happens
to
thank
me too.
goodness
I think it
didn't
was.
happen.
Yeah, it's very
Yeah.
common.
It didn't
like a-
happen
They
to
just
me.
don't mind about other people business, right? Like they just
Well, I think maybe I didn't realize because I don't care about it, and I'm like the intrusive one that says, "Oh, hi, you too, hi."
Here, hello.
Yeah, so maybe I didn't realize that, but yeah, they are like very in their own space. But it was nice because they started singing a song, and I was like, oh, I know that song. We sing that in Brazil too, and I started singing in Portuguese because I didn't know in English. But it was like it was nice. It was very nice. But I find that in, like you were saying, in a day by day life, it's totally different. They are just like Christians at church. I'm not gonna judge because I don't know like what they go through in life and whatever. But they sometimes I don't want to say that we value some rules, but we follow some things that are on the Bible that they don't. So they don't care about like having intimate relationships, and they don't care about like drinking and going to parties and stuff like that. It's all normal, and they are like going to a party and right after praying, and it's like sometimes it's confusing. So that's what I felt from the daily life. But the church itself was like, I had a very nice experience.
Yeah, I think that when we get there, we understand that we were raised in a very religious way.
Yeah.
I agree.
Because like sometimes we go there and we think that church's gonna be something, and then when we see like people are a little bit more free, and we're just like,
Yeah, and
Did I
then we
do
don't know who's right and who's wrong. And I mean, like, it's not up to us to know who's right, who's
Mhm.
not, and what we're doing right or wrong. But it's different.
Yeah.
It's a shock.
it's way lighter than here.
Yes.
It's kind of a weight, like, oh, you cannot do that, you cannot do that.
Mhm.
And they're just like, oh, you're doing okay.
Yeah.
You're like, okay,
Don't get yourself hurt.
yeah,
Don't kill anyone.
And they
Yeah.
just don't care about your life.
exactly.
Yeah.
They just care about their own.
Mhm.
Yes.
So I think this is something very good.
Yeah,
It's hard to see someone minding your business. So when I first got there, I was living with these girls, right? And I was the oldest one. Because there, when they finish high school, they go to this place, to the school.
wow.
It is not a university, it's a college. So I had to get my backpack and go to this place. And the young ladies, they were around 18, 19, so they would call me mom all the time because I was the one cooking and taking care of them. But the point is that
really being a mother, right?
Yeah.
seriously. But the point is that they would come and ask me about, oh, what should I do about this guy? What should I do? And I was like, oh, they would come to me and really see something in me. But okay, this was the good part. But the something that is important. I don't even know if there is a word for this, but compartmentalizar. How could I say this? Compartmentalize? I don't know if this is a word.
Behavior.
No, I think
Like we
separating compartments.
Yeah.
Oh, to sort.
Compartmentalizing.
Yeah, maybe to sort
Yeah.
into niche.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. When we do this a lot with our Christian life and our non-Christian life, right?
Mhm.
And they don't.
Yeah.
They are the same person at church and they are the same person out of church. They just don't. I don't know. There was this people living all around me, and they were so funny and so different from all of the Christians that I know. And they were not judging. And here, everything is about judgment.
Mhm.
Everything
Even
is
the
about
look.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
look
right
at you.
or
Is
wrong.
yeah.
And I would look at them and I would judge a lot. There was this girl, today I say like, I love her. She is one of the most genuine person that I've ever known in my entire life. Her name is Kaylee and she was my roommate. But at first, I was like, this girl needs to learn a lot, you know, because she was like just so happy and so free.
I think we
That
kind of
bothers
change
us.
our personalities. Like, because of the places we go, we change. Like, at church, I have to be in a box. At
With our parents, we talk differently, and at school, we are a total different person.
Yeah.
Like we have layers, like the
Yes,
onions, right?
Yes.
We try to separate everything.
Yeah.
Even clothes. You can go to church wearing pajamas. They were just like, okay, fine.
Oh,
They go to the supermarket wearing pajamas.
Yes.
That was
Yes.
awesome. Yeah.
And it was because of the clothing that I was judging her at first. Because I look at her clothing and I was like, because in the school we have a very restrict dressing code, right? And I have to throw all of my clothing away. Because like this, pants like this, we can't.
What do you mean?
Jeans like this, we can't use at
Why?
school.
Why would you wear?
Just mama jeans or boyfriend jeans.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
really
it couldn't be the
long-
skinny one.
Yeah,
Oh.
really long shirts like this, but
Oh my
they
God, I
need to
can't go there.
cover everything, right?
Should I
And you
say-
know, Brazilians, you know, what is the name of this? Like the
Sleeve,
no, the
Regata.
regata.
I don't know how to
tank top.
say in English.
tank top.
Tank top.
Yeah, this one. I take a lot of them with me, right?
Yes,
I
you were
have
going to Texas.
Yeah, I'm going to Texas, you know, 40 degrees. And I just couldn't use them. I had to throw all of them away. And this girl, she
In
would
Texas.
dress. she would dress like a boy, right? Like the tennis shoes was different. Everything was different, and they don't wear makeup. So I was like, oh, this girl's different. And today I see she is one of the most genuine girls
She's just
that
free.
I've met. She is free, and she just don't care. And she's so wise, so wise. She had 3 jobs, and she would wake up 4 in the morning just to go worship and pray.
Oh,
And I was like, oh,
That's awesome.
who am I to judge you, girl? Just because she was kind of crazy sometimes, and you know, but she was free. It was
Yeah.
something that just hit my heart.
Oh, that's cool. That's really interesting.
Yeah, but sometimes I feel that we Christians here, we are rusty. But
Exactly.
we also like
Rusty? What does it mean?
enferrujados.
Enferrujado.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But we also like spectacles. We like big events and
lights.
pode abrir essa porta. Yeah, but we like big events and we like big things. And I was thinking about it because when I knew that I was coming to church to talk about my experience in the USA, I was like, but I didn't do anything. Like, and I started comparing. I was like, oh my goodness, Jessica went to like a Christian school, and what did I do? I didn't do like anything like big.
Neither
But
I.
then- yeah, but then
That's the
God
point.
started telling me like, but it's not about like the big event. It's not like you're racing for the 100. You have to plant one by one each day. And that's something that we forget because we like the hundreds. We like to see the big shows and the miracles and the spectacles, but we don't like to harvest like day by day and have like, yeah. And this is something that it has kind of changed my perspective going to the USA because I was like, it doesn't have to be like in a box, like you said. It doesn't have to be in a box. We can be free. Of course, we have limits and we have Jesus to look up after, but we can be free. We can be free and we can like do little things day by day and not worry if we're gonna get the hundreds or not, because maybe we are just planting and other people will get the hundreds. So that is interesting.
And the part of learning from people that at a first sight you think they have nothing to learn from them.
Mm-hmm.
This is something, as you said, I had many of this kind of huge experiences. going to school every morning. It was a huge, huge concert. You know, like going to school. We have a lot of Sogelli every morning, so it was a huge concert, but this wasn't the thing that most marked me. What most marked me was this girl that I lived with, and this girl just changed my perspective and mine. It is like just the seed, but when it grows, it's amazing.
It's amazing.
That's a very interesting thing, because as you get to know another country and people and nationalities, you kind of get a little bit of everybody that you know, and then it changes you. It's really nice. It's really nice.
Yeah, we come back totally different.
Yeah.
People.
And the funny thing is that we change others in ways that we don't even know. And sometimes we're like, oh, nothing happened. I did nothing. But really, are you sure about that?
Yeah.
Because even a good morning lit a fire. I don't know how to say that, but Shai, help me.
Shai, help me. You're the teacher here.
I've lost. Sorry.
Like a spark. It starts a spark?
Yes, it starts.
It starts a spark. Yes.
Well, at least I taught someone how to hug. So
That
changed their life
forever.
I taught my host family that we Brazilians, we don't speak Spanish.
Oh, this is a good
We don't
Brazil is
speak
not in
Brazilian.
Africa.
We don't speak Brazilian.
Yeah, Brazil is not in
speak
Africa. They
Portuguese.
were like, wow.
And we
And
don't
you
have
don't have
capybaras.
lions?
And
You don't have
we
lions?
don't live naked. We have Netflix. We have WhatsApp. We have
buildings. We don't
Yes.
have capybaras walking
Yes.
around.
No,
I have
no.
a very good experience related to that. We went to the zoo, and it was in San Diego, the biggest zoo
I'm
in
already
the
laughing.
world. And we were there, and then my host family, they were so kind, so nice. My favorite animal is koalas, so they
Aw.
found a way to put me inside of the koala park.
oh my
with all
God.
the koala. It was awesome. But they said, oh, let's go to the South America so that you can see a little bit of Brazil. And I was just like, yes, let's do it. When we got there, there was a snake that I have never seen my whole life. And the tour guide was saying, wow, guys, this is a snake that is commonly seen in Brazil. So almost every street and every Brazilian have already seen like this snake. And I was like, nope. Like, what is going on? Like,
What snake is that?
it's really common and blah, blah, blah.
It's
And
like
just-
an anaconda.
There are more than one Brazil, because in my Brazil I don't
Guys,
see
that
that.
was just like,
Yes.
are you sure? And then after she finished, I was just like, excuse me. I said, no, I'm not gonna let her teach people like wrong things about my country, you know?
Uh-huh.
Because Americans were just like, wow, yeah, that's very common. And I was just like, guys,
Uh-oh.
there's something wrong with this explanation. Then I talked to her and I said, well, I'm Brazilian. And she was like, oh, really? And I was like, the first time I'm seeing this snake is here in America. And she was like, what do you mean? I said, I've never heard about this snake. Because if it is a sucuri,
Yeah, okay, we know it.
that's totally
Mhm.
fine. We have already heard one, even though we have never seen one. But like, I've never heard about the snake. And she was like, oh, I was just like, no,
Let me
don't
check
worry.
on Wikipedia.
I'm just letting you know that you're teaching something wrong. Like, come on, it's my country. Like, and she was
Oh,
like,
no, you don't
I'm
know your
so
country,
sorry.
honey.
No, but thank God she was really nice. Like, I'm so sorry and everything. And then later they took me to another part in the South American place, in the Brazilian place. Guys, it was a closed place full of birds flying free, you know, and they were flying crazily. And I was just like all the time. And I was like, what is going on? What is that? And then my host father, he understood that it was like, this is not Brazil. He said, well, that's your country.
You should be used to it, right?
He's just like, no, that's not my country.
Yeah.
Yes. But later it became like a big joke for the whole family. So sometimes he finds a bird on the street, he takes a picture, and he says, oh, here's a picture of the bird that lives with you in the trees. Yes. He still calls me and speaks in Spanish. It's really, really funny. Yeah.
But the sad part of all of this is that they are taught like that.
Exactly.
They don't know anything about Brazil.
Guys,
They
school
learn that
books-
we speak
school books
Spanish.
teach
Yeah.
students that we speak Spanish.
This is true.
I went to school there. I know that. Like,
So
you don't speak Spanish? No, I speak Portuguese. But you live in Brazil, you don't live in Portugal. Yeah, I know, but I speak Portuguese, Brazilian Portuguese, you know? Yeah, it's really sad.
It's hard to try to explain to them that we are not Hispanic. We are Latinos.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because for them it's kind of the same.
The same.
But it's
But
not.
even the other Latinos don't consider us Latinos because we don't speak Spanish. So it's hard. It's harder, you know.
You
Yeah.
know, it's not Spanishinos, it's Latino.
Yes.
So, you know?
Yes.
There's a difference.
Yeah.
But I had that in mind, and it was funny because I was like, they're gonna think I speak Spanish. So I had like an answer ready at the tip of my tongue. So then a person turned to me and was like, you speak Portuguese, right? And I was like, no.
Yeah.
Wait.
How do you know that?
They're like, yeah, I've heard you speak Portuguese. And I was like,
I want to hug you.
I love you forever. Yeah, the first thing my host father said when he met me, like he first met me, was like, "Hola, ¿qué tal?" I mean, he was so excited to speak my language and to be welcoming, and I was like, "Hola, ¿qué tal? Estoy bien, ¿y tú?" I was like, "What is happening?" And later, he told me that he thought I would
and the
I
problem is
was
that
a-
we understand.
Spanish
Yeah.
speaker.
So it's
Yes,
okay.
yes. But it was really like, I really got scared. Like, "Hola, ¿qué tal?" And I was like,
Very random.
what is that? Like, "Hola, ¿qué tal?"
Pobrecito.
Oh my god, what is going on? And I was like, I think you were expecting a girl from Mexico. I'm from Brazil. Yeah, it was interesting. It was really interesting.
Yeah.
But they really think that we have monkeys on the streets.
Yeah.
They do. They do. The
Oh, you have
capybaras.
streets in your city? And I was like,
Do you have internet?
yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, they think we don't have internet.
Yeah.
It's true.
They asked me if I knew what was Netflix. I was like,
Do you have a monkey as a pet? What do you
No.
mean?
And like, how did you come to the USA? Was it by boat?
Yeah.
It was the canoa.
And they kind of think that we are a bit dumb. When people, when they discovered that that I had a law degree, they would always say, "Oh,
You.
how can it be? Like, do they have law there?" And I was like,
kind of. Yeah, not necessarily.
yeah, we studied 5 years for that.
"Yeah,
Oh my! But do they have law there?
seriously." They would be very, very impressed. Like, yeah. And what about the prejudice? Did you guys face it anytime while there or not?
No.
No.
Just people being loud at me because as I'm like Brazilian and Latina, they're like, "Hey!" And I was like,
What is going on?
Where's your fruit hat?
Do you samba? I was like,
Yeah.
what do you mean? No, I don't. How come?
"Let's play soccer. Let's play soccer."
Yeah, let's play it.
Yeah.
It was
And-
How's
This is
Carnival?
something that they would never accept, saying that I just hate soccer. They would. How can it be? Like, you're Brazilian, okay, but I'm intelligent.
Yeah.
Like 11 men running?
In 2014, my host family, they came to Brazil and they was like disappointed because
Because you're not naked in the streets.
They thought they were coming to the zoo.
yeah, they were disappointed.
Like, where's the zoo?
But they loved the Portuguese pizza. They loved it.
Food? I'm
Yeah,
telling
let's
you.
talk about food.
Every day, people would be knocking at my door.
Asking for food.
Seriously,
for
I'm not
food?
kidding. When I had to come here, it was very fast, right? I didn't have time to say goodbye to everybody. So some friends of mine, they had to give away all of my stuff at my apartment. They need to, how can I say, just fazer?
Give
To give away?
To give away, yes, to give away everything. And also the food that I had there. And
There was a line.
no,
Food there. I'm so
No,
sorry.
I'm telling you guys, I had food like to give food to 50 people.
Oh my god. It was
Because
just sudden, right?
it was very sudden, and I had on my, how can I say, the place that we
Pantry?
for the pantry, because I used to work in a food pantry. So I would get a lot of food, like Nutella,
Oh my god.
peanut butter, and I had
And
at least
jelly.
10 different types of meat in my freezer. I had a lot of food. And I love to cook, right? And there is something that they don't use. Garlic and onions, like the real ones. They have the powder ones.
Yeah.
So they don't even know the real taste of food, right? Because they don't cook. So only frying a rice, only preparing the rice with onions and garlic, and I would open the door. People from the whole complex, they would come in. What are you cooking? This is so delicious. Like, and I was like, rice?
What?
Rice? How do you prepare it? Like garlic, rice, water, salt,
That's it. They cook rice. I used to work at the restaurant, so they cook
Rice and water.
rice. Yes, and they put it in a bowl.
uh-huh.
So then it's like it's stuck and it's like ugh. So one day my friend and I, we decided to plan like a Brazilian lunch. And then we started like we made the whole menu and the chefs went around to find everything we needed. But they had like real garlics and I was very impressed. And I made the rice and people saw the rice and they were getting like bunches and bunches. They weren't even caring about the meat, the bife grelhado. No, not bife grelhado.
Empanado?
No, como é que a gente come, gente?
Acebolado.
Bife acebolado. Yes. They didn't even care about bife acebolado. They were just
grelhado. I was like, wow, they're so big. Like, of course they didn't care. They eat hamburgers. Like, why would they eat like real big?
no, but they didn't even care. They were for the rice because they saw it was like loose rice, and they were getting like bunches, and I was like, guys,
It's just rice.
stop it.
Yeah, sometimes just putting salt on the food for them it's enough.
Guys, what about the beans?
Oh,
it's
oh my
sweet.
God,
The
it's
corn,
my
too.
favorite. I'm sorry, but I love it.
You get
What?
out.
I do.
Oh, Jesus.
You're not welcome here anymore.
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
You're not welcome here anymore.
Sometimes,
I
like
have
some
that
days
coming.
ago, I was like, my mom was telling, because you know when I'm anxious, it's always about food. Because I dream that I'm eating something from there, and I wake up and I was like, oh, I'm not there. And there are some things that we can find here, and one of the things it is the pinto beans, you know, and they are kind of the kidney ones too. They are big and they are kind of
Oh my
sweet.
god. I can't believe you like that.
Oh, and you know, with tacos, taco, fish,
No, no,
the
You put fish in tacos?
no.
oh
Yes, come
Get
on.
out.
Get out.
Yes. Tacos and fish are good.
Tacos
The
and
fish tacos
fish?
are the best.
They're good.
Fish tacos.
No.
They're really good. They're really good.
No.
Pork
but
tacos are the
Pork
best.
tacos. Pork tacos.
I'm
Okay, we're
sorry,
going to
guys.
start a war here.
No.
Let's
Yeah.
stop talking about it. Let's stop talking about it.
Food.
Change the subject.
I really
Food
like
in
that.
general. Food in general. I'm sorry, the Americans that are probably watching this, but well, they know that their gastronomy is not the best one,
Yeah.
right? But they really appreciate the food from all around the world, and this was the best thing for me when I was there. Seriously,
No.
the thing that I
Wow.
most miss it is the food, because Monday I was going to try the Vietnamese food. Tuesday the American food, and then
Okay,
the
but you're
Italian
not-
food.
You're not
And
talking
then-
about only American because we're thinking about only American.
Yeah.
No, American they don't
No,
even have like,
yes,
food that
exactly.
they
But you
can
had
call
diversity,
How would you
right?
trust a gastronomy that doesn't have pastel?
No,
It doesn't make any
tell
sense
you.
to me. Like,
Coxinha, they would die
Coxinha.
for a
they don't
coxinha.
have pão de queijo.
but they have pastel.
Where?
Because
Where in Canada they don't.
we had some garnish and we would serve that to the people. And then one day I saw like little stripes and they were rectangular. And I looked and I was like, so it was pastel dough. And I ate it and it was the same thing, but they didn't know how to tell me like the name of the thing. And I was like,
But
guys,
they
this
don't-
is pastel.
Yeah, but they don't use to make pastel.
No,
No.
they buy it like already done.
Uh-huh.
But it's like pastel dough.
Yeah, it is.
And it's
I
amazing.
know what you're talking about.
I was filling my mouth. I was like,
Yeah,
I got a
it's like-
handful of that.
They use that for desserts and not for salty things.
No, they were using that for salty things.
Seriously?
Yeah, it was the salty
Oh.
line. Yeah,
Oh.
it was a salty garnish.
I think I've never tried
Garnishment.
before.
Yeah, but it was delicious. But anyways,
Yes, of course, it was pastel.
It was
But it didn't have
has to be
anything.
delicious.
It didn't have anything inside.
Guys, they don't know what a tapioca is.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Brigadeiro?
They don't like brigadeiro.
They
because
don't
it's too
like
sweet.
It's just sweet.
And their candies are beautiful, but not tasty.
I was
You
like,
look at them and it's just like, I wanna eat
okay,
it.
you don't like my brigadeiro? Good for me because I'm gonna eat all of it.
Well, guys, let me just ask you something. We were supposed to be talking here about the spiritual things because I think it's not the subject here,
It's
right?
não tá rolando.
Well, it's a good papo.
Uh-huh.
It's a good papo. Okay. We talk about many things. It's not supposed to be 100% spiritual or anything
Thank
totally
God, 'cause
related
I'm
to
Thank God.
religion.
We let it to a whole new level.
Yes, of course. So you guys touch about everything I believe we consider important to talk about. Your connections and everything you experienced in there. So let's make a conclusion here so we can finish our talk.
No, we want to talk more.
I wanna
Do you
talk
want to
more.
talk?
Because we are
No, but I know that like people won't watch a 5-hour
12-hour
podcast. Yeah.
podcast.
So, okay. So how do
Not
we?
yet. Not yet.
Yes, but they will.
they will.
I just don't know how to conclude it. How
Yeah,
should we?
Yeah, like
Yes,
wrap
we
up.
should say so. No, don't say that's it.
That's it.
I
Don't
always
say
say
that's it.
that's
No,
it.
And
don't
that's
say
it, guys. Bye bye.
The thing that I thought about was, what was my experience there? I was there, and I was like Mika. Mika was there, and she was there to study and to learn some things. She already talked about something. She was there to worship. I want to know how to worship, to make myself better in this. And then she learns about theology and all other subjects that we have in Christianity about our lives as Christians. And she got there with a vision, and eventually this
And
changed.
everything changed.
Yes. Talk something about that. For, let's say, I am here. I never go outside this country. I'm new, and I want to say like, oh guys, summer for me in like 5 minutes, more or less. How was your experience there? It was good. I learned a lot of things, and I want to come back. It was not good. I learned a lot of things, and because of that, I want to live here in Brazil, and I don't want to come back there. And talk about something like I like to be in USA or in Canada because I have what is the word again? Sorry, I forgot. I have a contact with the mission field. Yeah, I have it written. And while I was there, I have this contact with the mission field, and God, let's say in this way, teach me and showed me that this is the thing that I want to do. This is the thing for me. Or I used to think this, that I have a calling for the mission field. Then I got there and I discovered that I don't have a calling for the mission field. Something like in this way. Everybody understand what I talking
But we
about.
have to conclude, but also talk about something in the spiritual area.
Yes, not necessarily. This is a free talk. You won't be judged for me, just for God. No pressure. No pressure.
No pressure
You're
at
free
all.
to
Thank
say
you.
everything.
You guys are cold.
Right?
A little bit.
I'm not.
Okay.
I
think-
am totally
If,
fine.
if you want to turn off the
girls.
Ah.
if you want to turn off the air conditioner.
No, not turn
Okay.
off because I think it's gonna be.
Yes, you know.
Yeah. I think we don't have an option to.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
Do we have an option just to adjust the
I'm
thing?
I'm
No.
sorry
That-
about
that-
that.
that-
You're feeling
The
cold.
button on the right is the one to
I
change
was like,
the most, but I don't know how well it works.
do you guys have gloves?
Let's have
Sorry,
clothes on.
fire.
Não, eu acho que é pro outro
This is the
lado.
temperature.
Não, acho que é pro outro lado, que aí... Ah, não, aí vai ficar...
less frio.
É, less frio.
Less frio.
Less frio.
Menos,
Frio.
menos cold.
Uh-huh.
Menos cold.
That's
Falar inglês é viciante.
Yes.
I just wanted to share something with you guys. I don't remember sharing this very often. I don't even remember if I shared this with someone. But I had a dream probably. How old am I? Yeah, I'm kind of old.
Don't think about it.
50.
Let's not work with numbers, please.
Yeah, but-
yeah.
No, I think I had this dream when I was around 20. Probably.
I'm 20.
Okay, I'm not gonna tell you. Okay, but I remember. I not often remember the dreams that I have, but this dream was very, very impactful for me. And at this dream, at this day, I was in a place. There was this field, very, very green, many people around me, but all of them were speaking English. And I could speak fluently, but at that time I didn't even know one word in English. So when I woke up, and I remember seeing the place, the building, right? It was kind of ginásio, how can I say that?
Gym.
A gym, but a big one with this different wall. And that thing caught my attention in the dream, but especially the thing that I was speaking English and understanding everything they were saying. So when I woke up, I was like, "Ooh, this dream different." And 8 years later, I am there walking in this field and I am talking with these people all around me, and just I turn around and then I see the wall. So that time I realized that, oh, this is the place that I dreamed 8 years ago.
The place you should be.
Yeah.
It's so nice.
So it was crazy for me because I didn't even remember the dream at that time, right? But just turning and looking at this place and recognizing, like, I've been here, you know? And yeah, this is why I think I was in the right place at the right time. I don't know if I'm gonna go back there, but God knows it is in my heart. I think I still didn't finish what I started there. And yeah, my heart is there. So,
I feel you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ouviu, Igor?
That's for you.
He knows it.
Yeah. I am a little bit different. I started actually studying English because of Britney Spears. I was a Britney Spears
I fan. did it.
Yeah, it was really my
She's a Britney
dream to
girl.
really like meet her one day and really get a chance to talk to her. And it is interesting because once I went to Hawaii, and I don't know, but Britney Spears was in the same resort I was.
Wow.
So I feel
You
like,
got money, girl.
like if I knew, like, yeah. So I started because of her, and my goal and my dream was always to go to America, to live there for some time, come back to Brazil and be an English teacher. So like living this dream is really something else for me, you know. People sometimes look at you and say, "Oh, you just teach English?"
No.
No.
Like, I can samba, sorry. Yeah, so it is really nice. My first experience was not so easy, but I think I wasn't prepared to live that. So it was a little bit really hard for me to stay there. I gave up the first year that I would stay there after 4 months. But the second one I went there, not as an au pair anymore, but I was there on vacation. So it was something like light. I was glad that I could go back to the family's house and we still have a relationship. And they downloaded WhatsApp just to talk to me because they don't use it.
They don't use WhatsApp.
They don't use it. So it was, it was really, really nice. I think that the second time I went there was something really planned by God. I was supposed to go there and to like finish what was like unfinished, you know. So it was really, really cool. It was something that changed my life. But I still don't feel in my heart that I should live there. If you guys know what I mean. I really don't know. Something this experience taught me that is that it doesn't matter the place. I was in Hawaii and I didn't know Britney Spears was there with me, of course. And I was kind of sad because I didn't have my friends to share that experience. So like I feel like if I cannot have at least my favorite ones with me, it's not worth it to like go and even though life there would be like way easier and way better, I don't feel like I should leave everything behind just to go there and live, you know. In New York is disappointing. Very disappointing.
Yeah.
Really disappointing. It looks like São Paulo is very loud and very expensive. Very, very expensive.
And people are kind of, I don't know.
Yeah, they're always busy and like,
Yeah, but they are.
Careful, I have a friend in New York. His name is Polly. Polly, I know you're watching this.
No, I think this is the point. They are always so, busy.
In a rush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they don't care a lot about you.
They don't care at all.
I think
about
my
you.
expectations were too high for
Mhm.
New York, you know. Maybe I set wrong expectations over the city, but like I was really disappointed. Like Times Square is perfect, but for once you go there once, you see, wow, it's awesome, take pictures, but later you're just like, oh, okay. Yeah.
But I feel you when you say that, like, you feel in your heart that you don't belong there. Because I feel that too. I loved the experience. It was amazing. I had many ups and many downs also. I've learned a lot. I've grown a lot. I went there a girl and I came back like a woman. And but the thing is, it's hard to come back. Because when you come back, then you start
People
having
don't recognize you.
yes.
And you don't belong here.
Yeah, and you start having like high expectations, and you want things to work here as they used to work there.
And they just want.
Yes, so it was hard for me at the beginning, and I felt that I was very judgmental towards other people and be like, oh, you know nothing about life, like you were judging that roommate of yours. But that was the hard part for me, like coming back and living here again. But I know that I wouldn't want to like live there for good and maybe just visiting. I feel sometimes like taking my parents there and showing them like, oh, I lived here, or I've been in this place, or that's the library, that's the mall, and that's everything, but not for a living. Not for a living. I really love Brazil, and I love the people here, the food here. I couldn't get used to these things in the United States, and they have like a very important. They weigh a lot on my scale, and these are things I cannot find there. So I would visit totally, but not live.
Yeah, I feel the same.
Yes.
I'm kind of between you guys.
No, we're
Because-
together. We're together. You're okay.
Because
We have a tie.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I don't know. I can decide, I can decide. I want to live there, but I can't leave my family. I can't let my family here. I can't. Like my heart,
This is my point.
my heart is there, but I don't know. I'm stuck here. I don't know what God has to me, but I don't know. Canada. I don't know. I speak about Canada and it's like I'm
Your heart just
yeah, it
glows.
just
Mhm.
it just glows. And I really wish someday I can live there like for God, but I don't know if this is something I have to do now or later
After you get married.
after I get married.
And we all look at the same place, the same direction.
But yeah, Canada is a very special place. Very special place.
And just to like conclude my saying here, we just need to remember that home is where we make it. So being Brazil, the United States, it doesn't matter the country.
Yeah.
You have to make it home. So if we are in Brazil now, make it home. If we are in Dubai, make it home.
Guys, the phrases are coming now. Home is where you make it. Is that what you said? Okay. Yeah, the phrases are the beginning are coming up.
Yeah, so I just feel like God leads us where we need to go, but home is where we make it. If we put it in our minds that I'm going to make Brazil my home, then it's going to be your home. Or I'm going to make Canada my home, the USA my home, it's going to be. And God will support us.